Chris and Joel here. Maggie's over there. We're going to do a Q&A video today. We told you guys that we were going to be doing it, and you guys got some questions in, so we're going to start this. You want to go over your little bullet points first?
I can do that.
Alright, go ahead.
What's a bullet?
Something.
That thing that when sometimes you got stomach problem stuff, they'll put it in your butt, you know? Well, here we go.
Alright, so we've had several questions. First of all, we've had a ton of new subscribers on YouTube, a ton of new followers on Facebook. We kind of wanted to do this because we wanted to give everyone an opportunity to get to know us a little better. We've done this in the past and they've been live videos. Unfortunately, here lately our live videos have been giving us issues, so we're just doing it this way. For this time, maybe we'll get back to the live videos once we get all that figured out. But we had a lot of questions submitted. We're going to try our best to get to all of them. We're going to just try to kind of make a short video here with all of us and get talking a little bit, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. If you have any more questions, make sure you comment and let us know. Please hit the share button, share it with everyone you know. Hit the like, subscribe button, and ring the bell so you can get the future notifications.
Ding, ding, ding.
What was you about to say?
I've got the very first question.
What?
Why in the heck do you have that hat on?
Why not?
You're not out in the sun.
Why not? I've been out in the sun all day. I needed it earlier today.
Why does he have a hat on?
Why does he get that hat on?
Because his is little
This
hat.
is my signature thing.
He always has that hat on. You don't. You only have that on when you're cutting grass or something.
Is that better?
Yes.
Alright, now I gotta use my sweat rag.
No, really, I ain't.
Now I gotta use my sweat rag so the sweat don't hit my eyes.
You wash him sweat rags.
I do.
No, he didn't
Ah.
wash them out.
So the first thing I want to touch on personally, we've had some people talk to us or message us about starting up a Patreon account, and I've never been interested in starting a Patreon. Well, give me a second. I've never been interested in starting a Patreon because I feel like Patreon you have to add content. You have to cut content out away from the people who have originally made your channel. So that's not something that I'm interested in doing. However, we keep getting questioned about it, and people's offering their support of it. What I have found out, YouTube offers the same thing, sort of. You can sign up to be a member for our channel on YouTube, and essentially it's the same thing as Patreon without being on Patreon. It's keeping you true to YouTube. It's keeping you to all of your followers. So what I'm gonna run by you guys is, if we set this up to where there's a membership, all the content that you're getting now will still be available for everyone, no matter if you're a member or not. I just don't feel like I want to take away nothing from our subscribers that are already making us what we are. So what it will be, there's 3 levels. You can do a $4.99 a month, a $10.99 a month, or a $24.99 a month subscription. And basically it would just be a sponsorship, sort of say. You know, you would be doing that just to help us out, help us, you know, where we'd be able to buy more cameras and better editing software and programs. And what I'm thinking is, if anybody signs up for the $25 a month one,
and help our racing program, period.
Oh, yeah.
All the way around.
right, it's 100% gonna help the racing program. It's gonna help us to travel and race more. But if you do the $25 a month subscription, what we're gonna do, we're gonna take a piece, I'm not sure if it'd be the deck metal, the filler panel, the hood, whatever, but for every $25 subscription, you'll get your name somewhere on the car. We will make sure that your names are on the car for supporting us. The $4.99 and the $10.99 subscriptions, I've kind of got an idea what I could add as far as maybe some bonus content, so to say. if we can get our live feeds figured out. So that could be something in the future that we could do. Like I said, I'm not taking content away from our prior subscribers in order to do this. So just think of it as a way to sponsor a race car that, you know, or be a partner with Bradbury Racing or Days of Dirt, and, you know, just kind of added perk there. So if you're interested in that, let us know if you think that would be something you'd be interested in. That's as far as I'm gonna go with it, because I don't feel like I'm gonna go to Patreon. I mean,
can't rule it out though.
right? I mean, when we edit our videos, we try our best not to cut stuff out. The only time we really cut anything out is if we start talking, and, you know, me and Dallas both are bad about talking and kind of repeating ourselves or repeating what somebody else said before. So that's really the only time we ever really edit anything out. So we do try to get everything to you. But anyways, that's what I wanted to cover there. You're the question asker. It's too hot in
Here's
here.
a bullet point. That's a good bullet point.
Yeah, good bullet point.
So basically, we're doing an OnlyFans racing version.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just not getting naked pictures. You're
Just
getting more
no comment.
content of race cars. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's basically
Well,
what
I
it
just
is.
asked Chris a while ago, what would
And
we
he didn't know and I knew, and it blowed his mind.
Yeah.
Oh, about the Patreon?
He said, you know and I don't?
Yeah, I was ashamed.
He was ashamed.
But no, I asked Chris, what would we gonna be expected to do for $25 a month?
You ever seen the
Bend over
shirt?
and touch your toes.
You ever seen
Hey, I
that
can do
T-shirt?
that now.
You ever seen that T-shirt that says "I'm not gay, but $20 is $20"?
No.
That's gonna be all you do.
Nope, not hardly, Hoss.
Alright. So next thing is where are we racing this weekend? What's our plans? I know our plans
Well,
have kind of been shot
yeah.
down, but
Initially, our plan was to go to Boyd's for the topless race. That went down the drain.
they canceled.
We were still, yeah, the topless canceled for some reason. Then we were still planning to go to Boyd's if they raced Friday night, and now that has been canceled. So I don't know of any tracks that are within a decent driving distance that are racing on Friday night around here. So we're probably going to set out Friday night, and Saturday night we're looking at a couple of tracks. I mean, obviously Talladega's 45 minutes down the road. Mountain View's paying a little more money this weekend, and I think ECM's racing this weekend.
ECM racing.
So there's 3 possible tracks that we could go to this weekend if nothing changes. But we'll make those plans more set in stone probably Friday.
Okay. Well, there's another one right here, but I'm not going to do that just yet because I think some of these will kind of cover some of that, and then I'll go back to it.
Where's our cheating notes? Where's
Yeah,
Joy's
we got-
cheating notes?
Chris, I got some questions
Oh,
for you.
my
I
word.
got questions for you. Mr. Ike Peters asked, hopefully the trailer isn't for the boat he purchased. That's not really a question, but that's kind of, they want you to
Yes,
elaborate.
it's for the boat.
Boat's gonna go back on it?
Yeah, we're gonna still ride in that lake in the boat.
Oh, okay.
We're not giving up on the boat.
Alright, there's another question for you here somewhere.
Just go in order.
Well, I wanna get the thing.
Go in order so we don't skip nothing.
Alright, we'll go in order then. Okay. What do you guys do for a living, and what would be Brad's #1 racetrack he wants to race at? I'll let you go first, what you do for a living.
I work for the Etowah County Road Department. I started out as an equipment operator, then was promoted up to a heavy equipment operator. Done that for a little over a year, and now I've recently got a promotion where I'm over the science shop. So, blessed to have the job that I do, and really enjoy it. So what do you do for a living?
This week.
Huh?
Yeah, this week.
I've been doing the same thing for 6 years, actually. I'm an optometric technician. I work for an eye doctor. I'm a tech for an eye doctor. What about you, Chris?
I'm just an old maintenance man for Tyson right now.
Working,
39 years.
working at the old chicken plant.
I get to work all overtime.
All right, Jonah, what do you do?
Nothing.
Unemployed.
I'm semi-retired. I'm not retired yet, but.
It wasn't my choice.
No, it wasn't by choice. I did work we had a Goodyear Tire and Rubber plant here in our county, our home county, and they closed last June officially, June of last year, July of last year. And so right now, I'm not doing anything. I'm actually got a check. I get a check from them every week, just like I was still working. That was one of the severance packages that they offered, and that's what I took. So I'll get paid every week. I'm just not having to go to work.
But eventually you're going back to work.
Yes, I'll have to go back to work because I'm not old enough to retire. But so, yes, I will have to go back to a real job.
One day.
Sooner. It's gonna get here sooner than I want it to.
All right. So what would be Brad's number one racetrack he wants to race at?
I mean, I think that's really an easy question, just simply because of the history. I would have to say Eldora. I mean, that'd be one track that's, there's nothing else like it around, and all the history there. I'd give anything to go run that place.
And somebody said need to get a 604.
We've had a 604 in the past, and right now,
Done really well with it.
Yeah, we done really good with it. It was an Eagle motor, and it was actually used when we bought it. We had it freshened up from Eagle 2 or 3 times when we had it. Then we made the decision to go Steelhead racing, and can't really complain. Wendell's done a great job for us. He took care of us, and we can't rule a 604 out, but right now, just financially, we can't get one. I mean, and right now, I don't know if I'd buy one now or not. The way the price of them is through the roof. So.
Well, you need an enclosed trailer before we need a 604
Yeah,
in reality.
I would probably buy a trailer before.
Whoa. Y'all said y'all was gonna do the step van.
We don't know what we're doing, Chris. It changes every week.
It changes every day.
All right.
How long you been around here?
He's the one to talk, ain't he?
Yeah.
Are y'all going to come up to Cumberland big money races?
Not 100% sure where Cumberland's at. As far as our traveling goes, that's just going to depend on expenses and logistics. Right now,
I think it's well over 6 hours. Isn't that Cumberland?
I have no idea.
Let's look where like.
Anyways, I mean, right now we just try to stay within 3 hours of the house. We'd like to really try to stay within an hour and a half. Just, especially with Maggie being as young as she is, she don't like riding in a car that long. So obviously she can't even stand here and watch a video or do a video.
It's in Kentucky.
Yeah, it's in Kentucky.
You said y'all planning on coming down to Mississippi.
I would love to get back to Mississippi. Magnolia is probably my favorite racetrack. When the black ice shows up, that's the best racing there is. Unfortunately, Magnolia and Wynot, they don't run steelheads, they run crates, and sometimes Southern All-Stars and Mississippi State Series goes there and all, but there again, we run into the issue we ran into the other night where we're outmotored and all, so maybe one day. I mean, I would love to get back to Magnolia again.
And no, that's not what our child was named after. We get that question all the time. No, it wasn't. What's the story? I'll get it in a second. What's the story on the trailer? I'll let you tell that and I'll get the bottom.
Oh. Well, I got the trailer to make a golf cart hauler out of it instead of having to pull this big camper around. So that's the story behind that. I'm gonna get it fixed up where we can start hauling golf carts where it'd be a little bit easier to pull. That camper, it kills my truck.
Camper?
Yeah.
Where's the camper at? I wish we had a camper.
Up there.
That black business trailer.
That'd be a camper.
Yeah. All right. Are you going to run Hartwell or Winder, Speedway?
Once again, it kind of reverts back to the question, the next to last question. It's just going to depend on the logistics and finances and all that. So probably not soon, but we can't rule it out. Maybe in the future.
All right. Somebody said, is there any rule against running those EFI deals?
Yeah, I seen that comment, and I'm assuming that you're talking about like the Holly EFI carburetors. Basically like a throttle body type deal, if I'm not mistaken. I don't really know a lot about them, but as far as that goes, I'm not 100% sure. I would have to just look into the rules a little more.
All right, this is a good one. We're getting into good ones now. All right, somebody said, Brad, out of the cars you have driven, is the Capital the best you have set in, and is it true they can drive itself?
100% true. Without a doubt, that's probably the best race car I've ever sat. Well, no probably about it. It's 100% the best race car I've ever sat in. Yes, it pretty much drives itself. It really does that car really does a good job of making the driver look good. And it's not just. I don't believe it's just the car. I mean, I believe Marshall and Capital and his guys built a great car. But I really think it's a whole package deal. This car right here don't have parts from XYZ and ABC over here. It's got everything that they use at Capital. It's got FK rod ends, Stop Tech brakes, Penske shocks. The whole package deal, and I think that makes a huge difference.
All right. And somebody said, do you have any pre-race rituals that you perform before getting strapped in?
Not anymore. Used to, I was worried about wearing the same underwear and the same socks every week and all that. But
My job, man.
as far as that goes now, I don't really.
Hey, you put clean ones on every Saturday, but it was the same pair. Let me clear that up.
Yeah, they were washed. It was just the same pair. But no, I guess you could maybe say stopping at Jack's on the way to the track. And
That's only if we go to Talladega.
yeah, that's only really if we go to Talladega. So I would say no, other than just saying a little prayer when I'm sitting there and staging and right before I hit the track. Other than that, nothing.
Y'all don't do Journey no more?
No,
No.
we don't do that. We did listen to Don't Stop Believing there for about a year or so before we got to the track. And
Well, don't stop believing.
Yeah.
yeah, Don't Stop Believing.
Mhm.
But Joel, do you got any pre-race rituals? Didn't you take the underwear over?
And he throwed them away.
Well, I've got different ones now.
He's got to park in the same spot out there.
Yeah, he
I've
parks
got
it
a-
right in the frickin' way every day.
Uh,
It's costed him a door and me a back bumper one time.
well, that wasn't my fault.
I wonder whose fault that was.
No,
Oh.
it wasn't mine. It was Chris's.
No, I just,
Has to go to the same lady when he signs in at
yeah,
Talladega.
I have to go to the same.
Yes, that he'll stand in line for 25 minutes.
You never seen him do that?
Yeah.
And we're sitting there, the first truck in line to go in the gate. Me and Dallas have done paid, and Joel he has to go to the same
I have to
lady
go to the
every
same
time.
lady every Saturday night at Talladega. Now, other places, that's not an issue.
I
But
never noticed that.
if we go to Talladega, I go to the same lady.
Is it red? No, it ain't red.
I go to the same lady to get my wristband.
Do you get your
It's
band
Dennis
done?
Collins' sister.
Which one you?
Yeah, Lisa.
What?
Lisa
Lisa.
Collins. Or
Which
Lisa, I don't
arm?
think her last name's
Lancaster.
Collins. Yeah,
Lancaster.
Lancaster.
Right wrist every time.
Right wrist every time. I can't say if I got the same wrist. or
Right
not.
wrist every time. Even had to beg a girl one time. It was NASCAR weekend, and it was one of them deals where they let us go in, and then they came around in the pit selling armbands. You remember that?
Yep.
I had to beg a girl. She said, I can't put it on your right wrist. She said, because we had it on the right wrist last night. She said, it's got to go on your left.
Hey.
I said, please,
Shit,
please,
dog.
please. And so she put it on my right wrist.
Get up, Chili.
I do that. I got away
Joel's
from
list
it.
is endless.
I got away from it for a little while, but his cushion or his seat cover that goes in his racing seat, I'm always the one that gets it out of the trailer, and I just lay it in the seat, and then he puts it in as far as snapping it and everything else. But I got away from that for a while, and it didn't work out well for us, and so I started doing it again.
And we don't eat peanuts on that day.
Yeah,
We
well,
do not
yeah, I
eat
guess
peanuts.
I forgot about that. No peanuts at all on
He's
race day.
superstitious about that.
I'm talking about Snickers, M&M peanuts,
Paydays, can't have none.
Paydays, nothing. That's really my only superstitious thing as far as that goes.
Yeah. All right. Here's another one. What is your favorite Tennessee track? What is the track you hope to make it to before the season is over?
My favorite Tennessee track, now keep in mind I've only been there once, so it's really hard to say, but I would have to go with 411, just because 411, the racing surface reminds me a lot of Magnolia, where it gets black and slick and you can race on it, and they get the show on the road. You're not there till 2 o'clock in the morning, so I would say that's my favorite Tennessee track that I've been to so far.
Yeah.
You know, now, I would like to hit up Smoky Mountain and couple of those places, and that might change. But for the time being, that's it right now. And as far as a track I'd like to hit up before the end of the year is one that we've been saying we're going to go to for the past 6 years, and that's Sonoa. I really want to get over to Sonoa. Sonoa's a lot like Magnolia. When it gets black slick, you can race on it. So we've been saying we've been wanting to go there for the last couple of years and just hadn't had a chance. So hopefully by the end of the year we can get over there.
Mr. Tony that watches us on YouTube, he's always commenting. I would like to know what got you into racing. I started out in go-karts and moved up to street stock, then to 604 crate late model. I was just wondering what path you took.
That one's something right there. He raced the whole time I can remember, you know, as far as about up till the time I was about 6 years old or so. That's when he quit. And even after that, we still went and watched every single weekend. We sat in the grandstands and watched. And then I guess I was about 12 or 13 or so. There used to be an auction in Birmingham every year where you could get pretty good deals on used stuff. And went down there and bought a chassis, and we put a Camaro clip on it, Camaro body, and at the time was going to run what they call a Thunder car. Well, then Fort Payne came up with a class where his old car fit the rules, so we got his car out and started working on it, and we raced it for about a year or two, and then we finished up the Camaro, and I run it for what, 3 or 4 years maybe, just when I could, you know, while I was still in high school and saving up my lunch money to build the motors and all that he didn't know about. And I guess we got a late model in 2011, 2012.
Well,
So
you got it end of 2011.
Yeah, 2012 was the first year I started in late models, and been going ever since.
Alright. Any chance you guys
Well,
and
hold
gal?
on. How did he get into racing?
Okay.
How'd I get into racing?
How'd you get into
I
it?
got myself into racing in 81.
Why would you do that? You just
to-
wanted to blow money?
I just wanted to hit it, so that's what we done.
Imagine all the money. Let's talk about all the cars that he cut up to make into race cars.
68 Chevelles, 69 Chevelles, 70 Camaros.
That nothing was wrong with it.
Nothing was wrong with them. Nothing was wrong with them.
You've wasted a whole lot of money on racing and lottery tickets in your lifetime, hadn't you? Hadn't you?
Yeah.
How often? Let's talk about this lottery ticket while we're talking about it.
Hey,
How often do you?
Why are you attacking him?
How often do you buy lottery tickets, Christopher?
when I run out?
So you never don't have a lottery ticket.
That's right. You never know. We might be.
If we just fall off
we
the
might
grid
hit
one
it
day,
we might hit it.
if we fall off the grid one day, just know we've hit the lottery.
Fall
And
off the grid when we
Hey.
start following Lucas Oil.
We'll have a camera crew out here. What we'll have.
yeah, we'll have our own TV show. All right.
I don't even know a camera's rolling half the time. Do you?
No.
Any chance you guys and gal will be up in East Tennessee racing around the fall 411 or Crossville?
I'd love to come back to 411, but I mean, they just don't run Steelhead, so it's not really beneficial for us to drive 3 hours to run a super race. You know, for some reason, the Topless didn't reschedule to go back up there this year, so that we get to go up there. Crossville, we actually looked at coming up there this Friday after Boyd's canceled, but I don't think they're racing this week because of the monster truck.
They got a monster truck.
Yeah, so it's Crossville's not out of the question, you know. Maybe one day. Hey. But anyways, I wouldn't mind getting up to Crossville. The little I've seen about it, it looks like a fun track, and would like to get up there. It's not that far from us. So. You're about to get this on crocodile, and I'm about to ask you the question.
Do you like the alligator?
You're about to get the crocodile.
Okay, this guy said, I'd like to hear any advice for new drivers getting into crate racing. Just a general tips and tricks for first timers.
Make sure you got good tires
Good tires.
and good set of shocks.
Good tires and a good set of shocks. But, you know, kind of just take your time, really. Don't get in over your head like a lot of people do. And I mean, I say that in general. I've done that myself, you know. So get rushed and start overlooking things, and surround yourself with people that
Never done that.
that can help you out and that can show you what's going on and kind of teach you rather than just tell you. That would be my advice. Just, you know, and don't go out there looking for a brand new car either, you know, because starting out, you're going to tear stuff up, you're going to wreck it, it's going to get bent. There's no sense in having brand new stuff when you're like that. I mean, that's just part of it.
Well, I mean, we were winning in crate several years ago with a 060 RT, so it don't necessarily always have to be a brand new car.
Just be smart about it.
And if you
Don't go finance a $40,000 race car for
And
it.
if you go to a place that has heat races and you draw a low peel, think real hard before you start on that front row of that heat race.
Right.
If you don't have a lot of experience.
Please.
I mean, and the way I look at that, you know, I know tracks say that makes it better racing for the fans and all, but, you know, in the reality of it, if you start on the front row and you're getting passed by the 5th place car in the first lap of the race, that's not helping that fast car out, that's not helping you out. So sometimes it's better to just volunteer to start behind them and kind of fall in behind them and watch what they're doing and try to mimic them and go from there.
Mimic some of them.
To go with capital, anything or anyone in particular sway you there. Customer service is number one.
Customer service, you know, here. Give me the phone.
Rotate.
I know where you're at.
Rotate.
Or here, swap seats when we can go. Or just start there. Yes, customer service. That was
Is that all the paper questions?
She didn't write one out.
I just got the ones that were sporadic, like
Okay.
off Facebook and on different videos and all that. So,
I think he read the dictionary before we come down here.
Somebody read the dictionary.
so what was the question?
What led you to capital?
Oh yeah, customer service is the first most important thing. Everybody I had talked to that I know that has a capital or has had a capital, that was the number one thing they talked about capital. You know, I called Marshall just one afternoon out of the blue. He didn't have a clue who I was, and I talked to him about 2 or 3 different cars, and he took time out of his busy day to talk to me for 30 or 45 minutes and didn't have a clue who I was, and you know, offered to help me any way he could, and told me anytime I had any questions, if I bought one, whatever, call him anytime and he'd help me out. So between that and, you know, all the great feedback I've heard, that had a lot to do with it. And then on top of that, our engine builder, Wendell and Brandon, they both knew Richard Austin. They knew he had this car, and he had great things to say about capital, and obviously the results that he's got with Randy, and I believe Ronnie drove for him a little bit. And, I mean, those are 2 big name drivers. I'm not comparing myself to them at all, but you know, just to see the results that he got with them, that was enough to persuade me. So
You knew you were getting good equipment.
right, I mean, I knew that was going to be the best equipment I could possibly find. So that's kind of where we was at there. You know, besides that, we was talking about some other brands, and really the only other brand I was looking at would have been a CVR, but you know, there just wasn't any used cars for sale, and just couldn't afford a new one. So, but I'm very happy with what I got, and don't second guess it at all, and super glad we ended up with it.
Okay. Well, you got questions now.
I forgot. This guy says, I got a question. Kurt Lines, I believe is how you say that last name. I got a question. What is your 4-inch number on the spring smasher on the right front? And I need it in 1/8 inch increments. I'm obviously joking, or am I? Good luck, y'all. Seriously though, 4.125 inches from right out. Let's hear it. Well, Kurt, you can hear that number if you just buy a capital. Honestly, I don't have a clue. That's the best thing about this car. Once it's set up, you drive it. And that's what, you know, I talked to, I don't want to give too much information away, but I talked to Richard a little last week when we was going to go to Dixie, and he basically told me to drive it. So, that's probably my favorite thing about the car. Don't really have to.
He's never touched anything setup wise on this car, so we don't really, well, we know what a lot of stuff is because we measured it just in case
Right.
something ever happens to get back to that, but.
All you gotta do is go buy your Capital and you can figure them measurements out for yourself. Or I'm sure Marshall and the guys at Capital will be glad to tell you. Eric said, as always, good luck, buddy. Run that Capital to the front, Steelhead or not. That car is a beast. It won't be long until you can run unlimited late model. Domination, go BBR. Thank you, Eric. That those kind words and that confidence, that means a lot. And I've said a lot of times, I've told these guys, like going to the track and all, I feel like confidence makes up a huge difference on the racetrack. You know, you may have a car that may not be the best car, or you might have missed the setup just a little, but just having confidence in your equipment yourself can truly make up a big difference. Ed really enjoyed the family content, which shows the true side of racing. Brad Dallas, he put Molly, but I think he meant Maggie and Chris. Make my day. Thank you, Gary. We try our best to, like I said earlier in the video, we try not to cut anything out. Really, the only time we edit something out is when, you know, we repeat something, or somebody like that says a secret that we're not supposed to say. But you're getting 99% of the footage that we shoot. This is the question that I was looking at getting to the most, and I think we get asked this just about every week. John said, what's the difference between a Steelhead engine and an open engine? Maybe tell us the different engine classes. Thank you, love your channel. Thank you for watching, John. It really depends on the rules, what the rules are at what track you're at. Like Talladega Steelhead, it's an open steel motor, but we are limited to running flat top pistons, stainless steel valves, and standard runner head. You cannot run raised runner head. You know,
Yeah, topless, can't you? Or they change that?
give me just a second. When you go to the topless series, you know, you can run dome pistons, titanium valves, raised runner heads. When you go to Dixie or Rome, I think you can run dome. Maybe run dome pistons, but it's got to be standard runner heads, or it may be the other way around. I can't remember, but that's the differences in the, you know, as far as rules, like where we run. But then when you get to the super late models, you can run, you know, it's run what you run. You can run all aluminum motors with big pistons, big valves, all that good stuff. So, you know, that's the big thing as far as that goes. And it seems like somebody's asked us that every week, so I'm glad you asked that. I'm glad we thought about answering that in this video.
Chris, I had to get out because he's hot in here. Maggie's beating the crap out of him out there, so I'm laughing at him.
Junior said, how did Brad get into racing, and does he have set goals that he wants to accomplish throughout his racing career? Junior, I think we answered that question earlier as far as when I was watching my dad. As far as the set goals, you know, I really think that my set goals is I would love to be able to do it for a living. Whether that be Lucas Oil, World Outlaws, NASCAR. I mean, I know I'm going to
Working on race cars, period. Setting them up.
I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for saying asphalt racing, but racing in general, if I could do it for a living, that would be my accomplished goal. But
Which leads us back to Chris and his lottery tickets.
right, yeah. But you know, in the grand scheme of things, I mean, if you know, if I just turn out to be a local racer that, you know, some kids look up to and would like to be like one day, that's 100% fine with me as well.
What? You remember back at the first
Oh, Lord. Oh, gosh.
Yeah. That's Eddie. But y'all remember
Wrong.
back first of the year, we had goals, and y'all remember them goals?
One was to win out of state.
One was win what? 5. Who picked that? 5.
I don't know.
I still got one more to go.
We won 4.
We got 4, we got one more.
5?
I said 5 first year.
I thought we said double digits.
No, I said 5. I got one more. I believe we'll get it 40 years old.
I don't remember any goals.
I thought we said double digits because we've never won double digit races.
Well, technically, if you win 6, that's double digits to Chris, because it's gonna take 2 hands for him to count it.
Well, then we've won double digits before. Anyways, well, yeah. So Joel, how did you get into racing? I know you've touched on that before, but just briefly,
I mean,
bring the new people back up to
Hey,
date.
sit in my chair.
Where
you get in the middle?
I mean, they can see me.
Did y'all tell me not to stuff over there?
Well, I didn't see you, but I heard you. I was getting me a cool Diet Mountain Dew out of the fridge. Uh-oh. Somebody's in trouble somewhere. No, I mean, my dad's always been interested in racing and around racing, and so I grew up in it. I mean, I grew up around it and going to dirt tracks and going to Talladega to the super speedway when I was a kid, and I love the sport. I mean, it's something I enjoy doing. I enjoy helping Brad and like I said, it's just something I enjoy. I don't really hunt, don't fish hardly any at all. Well, I don't fish anymore at all. I used to fish when I was younger, but I don't do that anymore. And I try to play golf. I play at golf when I have time, but I just enjoy racing. I mean,
and when he says that, one of the things I've always found kind of interesting was, a lot of you may or may not know that me and Joel got to know each other when me and his oldest son was playing Pee Wee football together. Joel was one of the coaches, and that was when me and Patrick was in 5th and 6th grade, I think, 4th or 5th grade, 5th and 6th, something like that. That's how we got to know each other, and then kind of lost touch there for a while, and then back in 2011, 2012, we got back in touch, and they started helping us out, and I knew that he was familiar with dirt racing and all, with helping Greg in the past and everything, but one of the things that I didn't really know about him, and I thought it was interesting, was that his dad helped a guy out on a pit crew for NASCAR, correct?
yeah. When I was younger, when I was a kid, he in the mid to late 70s, when they changed the body styles. 1980 was the last year he helped him, because they went to the smaller cars in 81. They went down to the Buick Regals and the Pontiac Grand Prix that were being built at that time as street cars, and they were smaller wheelbase than the cars they had been running. And that guy that he was helping, he was just an independent driver. He didn't have no big backing or nothing, and he decided to hang it up when they went to the smaller wheelbase cars. So yeah, 1980 would have been the last time my dad helped him.
But regardless, independent driver or not, it'd still be pretty cool to be on pit road.
Oh yeah, it was, and it was fun back then, because the security back then was nothing like it is now, because instead of having a garage full of high dollar stars, you had a handful of people that were stars back then: David Pierce and Richard Petty, the Allison brothers, and Cale Yarber, people like that. I know I'm going way back now, but Darrell Waltrip, when he first come in, but it was fun, because I got to go in the garage area after the race was over with, and walk up and touch the cars and meet all the drivers and everything, because like I said, security.
Yeah, you can't do that.
No, heck no, you can't do nothing like that now.
Like I said.
But it was neat that's some of my fondest memories of my childhood, because I was 8, 9, 10 years old when that was going on. And that's some of the fondest memories of my childhood, is being able to do that stuff.
And especially being able to see those legends out there on the track.
Oh yeah, and meet them in person too.
Not ignoring the video or ignoring what Joel was saying. I'm just looking to double check and make sure we've answered all of you guys' questions. I'm pretty positive we've got them all. As far as all the questions go, do any of us have any questions for somebody or the channel? Or I know you got questions. You're always full of questions.
Yeah. I'm fresh out.
All right, Joel. What kind of questions you got? I know you got a question.
No, I don't have any questions. I just wanna,
Okay, what do you want to talk about?
I just got a statement I wanna make that I'm very appreciative of all these subscribers and followers and everything that this race team has now, because, you know, we kicked that idea around for a while. I think I know Patrick, Patrick kind of stayed on you about the social media thing, and you know, I've said ever since I started coming up here, well, not, shortly after I started coming up here, I've made the statement hundreds of times, God, if we only had a camera crew. And because some of the stuff,
Now, why would you say that?
well, because some of the stuff that has happened in the past would have been 100%
Like
social media gold. Like,
for instance, when I'm standing right here and a potato cannon
yeah,
blows the back off and hits me in the knee, and
He grabs his.
I was shell shocked.
He grabs his private part, thought it done hit him in the nuts.
I was shell shocked because I heard a loud bang and then got hit, and I thought it hit me in the nuts, but it really hit me in the knee. And
He went down, grabbed
I
his
laughed.
nuts.
God, I laughed so hard.
you can't make that up.
No, I mean, and that's
And then
just,
he gets up and we're like, what happened? It hit me in the knee. We're like, why'd you grab down there then?
it was, I mean, just stuff like that.
I was shell shocked.
I mean, you talk about, they
And that's just the first thing that comes to mind.
oh yeah,
I mean,
that and the
I wish
day,
we'd have had a camera tonight. This is before Joel's hip surgery. I wish.
oh, you gonna bring that up?
Oh yeah.
We're gonna go
Oh
there.
yeah. I wish we'd had a camera right here pointing back.
I
at the
promise
truck.
you, it hurt a lot worse than your kneecap after that potato gun blew into it.
I wish we'd had a camera. I wish.
When I was walking up the ramp and it flipped on me, and I,
Oh, that was funny.
God
that,
almighty.
that was funny.
That was
hurt.
funny,
You
'cause-
remember that bruise I had?
Yep.
God, I had a bruise on my hip.
We had the ramps on the back of the trailer, and at this time was it the red trailer? Because he was getting the tires off the trailer. Wasn't
It
he?
wasn't this one.
Yeah,
It was the red
He
trailer.
was going to bring a tire off the tire rack, and he
No, I was
decided,
going to get it. I hadn't made it up
That's
on the
right.
trailer yet. I was going to get it.
and he decided to walk up the ramps rather than step on the trailer, and the ramp flipped over, and I turned around and I heard him land. And about the time I heard Joel land, he rolled all the way down the ramp till he landed in the grass. And this was like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, so
God, it hurt.
I mean, first
Stuff
thing
like-
I done was laugh. But,
Well, I mean, that's the first thing I did when the potato gun got you. I mean, I couldn't help it. That's the first thing I did was
then-
laugh.
the one that we've been brought up 100,000 times.
You were talking about Evil Knievel trying to put the
Yeah.
pit back in the back of his truck.
Evil Knievel wannabe over there.
Well, I'm glad I ain't got no stories. I've been the good one here.
Wait a minute.
Hey, I didn't
right.
like much having that motorcycle in that truck. I
It was
didn't
about
like
to be
much.
on top of the truck.
I wish we had that on video, even though we thought it killed him. Chris,
But again,
Joel
I
done walked
just-
inside 'cause he thought he was dead.
And then this
my-
one here says there's no stories on her, but not really a funny story, but we were all in Mom and Dad's here eating supper one night before we came out to the shop to work on the car. All of us got up and walked out of the house at the same time. Well, she decided to go back home for some reason. And like we said, Joel parks right in the way every weekend in the turnaround spot. And as I'm making it past the race car trailer, I hear her car in reverse, and I'm thinking in the back of my mind, she sure is carrying a lot of speed and going, it sounds like she's going the wrong way, and about the time I turn around, I hear,
Bam.
wham! And I hear Joel going, no, no, no!
Oh, too late now.
And
Joel was a good sport though, he wasn't mad at all.
well, Joel wasn't, but I was.
You were mad, but Joel wasn't mad at me. Brad cussed me.
I
I
consoled you.
didn't cuss you.
Yes, you did.
No,
You
I
told me
didn't.
I was an idiot. Yeah,
No,
I'm
I
over here
did
crying
not.
hysterically.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she come all to pieces.
And Brad's yelling at
And me trying to tell her, hugging her, and trying to tell her it's gonna be okay.
I might have yelled, but I didn't cuss you.
He was like, baby, it's just a vehicle. It's fine, it's fine. And Brad's like, you idiot, what are you
No,
doing?
I did not.
Bull crap.
Oh,
Joel,
crap.
He got upset.
Exactly.
I'm telling you right now, I got upset.
He got bad upset.
Exactly.
He got bad
He
upset.
was yelling at me.
She felt so bad, she even texted me when I got home that night, still apologizing. Of course, that's probably because he had yelled at her the whole time after they got home. But anyway, but she texted
But
me that
in
night
my defense-
and apologized, and I said, Dallas, it's okay, honey, it can be fixed. It's not, I mean, it ain't that.
And in my defense too now, you know, the first thing I thought of, and you know, I didn't really think it through to ask her if that's what it was or not, but she had a bad habit of getting in her car, getting on her cell phone and just throwing it in reverse and not looking. And which she did throw it in reverse and not look, but she wasn't.
And let's
But she wasn't on the phone.
And also, let's set this whole thing up too. She didn't just back straight up into my truck. She had to turn. She was backing up and turning at the same time.
Yeah.
My truck was not sitting directly behind her car. It was across the yard.
Right.
Obviously, as they say, in the wrong place.
Yeah, don't park behind me. I've only done that once. And then what? 2 months ago, we were backing out of the driveway. I looked everywhere around me. There was nothing around me. I back up, and all of a sudden we hear this crunch, this loud noise, and we're like, "What in the world?"
He got upset
So-
that day too.
But not at me though, because I couldn't.
No, he didn't
help
get
it.
upset
He
at
was
you.
mad at Chris.
He got upset at this one that day.
So he said he was like, "Pull up."
For the
after-
river rock laying in
After we
the
heard the crunch, obviously.
Creek rock laying in the middle
There
of
was
the
a
yard.
crate rock in a hole, and obviously my bumper just caught it just right.
Yeah, it did. Popped it right out.
And it
Boop.
popped the bumper off, and Brad picks up the creek rock that weighs 50 pounds, chunks it across the yard, all while cussing his daddy because he put it there. He was mad. He was mad.
That rock was been laying out there all summer.
I tried to take up for you, Chris, but I just wasn't nothing I could do that day. But that, another day I wished we'd have had a camera in here is the day me and,
You got acquainted with a valve spring compressor?
yeah, the day me and Robert Yates there was trying to, Ray Evernham was trying to
That was before
to go more General Motors, Ray Evernham. we was in here trying to put a motor back together, and
That was before we started getting our motor work done outside of this shop.
by a real motor man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a real person. He's just not a motorman.
And the valve spring keeper contraption that we was trying to
Was
put
like
the,
a 1970 model.
yeah, it was Korean War surplus, and yeah, so there was, I mean, I'm lucky, we're lucky we didn't lose an eye that day, because there was valve spring keepers flying all over the.
Was it you that was helping me cut a piece of metal that day too, or was it my dad? When I was cutting that piece of metal, and the cutting disc on the grinder broke, and we couldn't find it. I also want to say it was you, because he came home from work one day and was going to do some work on the shop, and he found the grinding disc in the roof. It went through the sheetrock.
No, it was me and you.
Was it me and you?
Yeah, and
Yeah, I wasn't
because
here
I
when
was
those-
standing over there and you were right out
Yeah.
here with it, and we were like, and all of a sudden it broke, and you're like, where did that go? And like, we seen our life flash before our eyes because we seen it, but we didn't see where it went.
But anyways, to make a long story short, it went through the sheetrock and then went through the roof of the shop.
But that was just part of it, because part of it was still down here, part of it went
Yeah,
for
because
me.
stuff like that can turn out real bad. Just ask David K.
Right, yeah.
Love you, David.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Well, I think we got to all the questions. Hopefully we answered a lot of the new followers' questions. Hope, you know, like I said, we've done these videos in the past under the live feeds and have had a lot of good turnout for it. And if we didn't get to your question, or we might have overlooked it or missed it, we apologize. Make sure you comment it on this video here. We'll be sure to reply to it on this video.
We always reply to every comment. We have not been replying to comments the last couple of days because we wanted to save them for this video. So we haven't been replying to your comments for a reason, not just to ignore you, but now and future, if you ever have a question or comment, feel free to comment it, or you can message us on our racing page, or email us, bberryracing@yahoo.com. We always reach back out to everyone. So feel free to ask any question or any comment.
So,
And just to finish up on what I said a while ago though about social media. I don't want anybody to think nobody here takes that for granted, as far as the followers and everything. I mean, it's humbling. I mean, because I know they didn't, and I didn't. I never imagined it would take off like it has.
you know,
And nobody here takes that for granted.
And-
Everybody's appreciative of it.
and to touch on what you're talking about, you know, when we was talking at the first of the video, as far as me talking about a Patreon or a membership subscription and all, you know, that's one reason why I've never really considered doing it. I never thought there would be people out there that would be willing to, you know, to subscribe to a bunch of
Watch us,
to a bunch of goofballs like us,
yeah.
you know, and for people to reach out and say, hey man, you know, if y'all started that up, I'd be willing to pay $25 a month or $10 a month or $5 a month. You know, that's very humbling, and we can't tell you how much that means to us.
And to know that they're willing to do it and Chris not have to take any clothes off. I mean, that's
Right.
you know.
I mean, OnlyFans did.
No, they've rescinded it.
Yeah, I was gonna say they rescinded their.
Yeah, they've changed it now.
Oh, now you can be nude again.
Yeah.
Now you can post porn on
Yes,
OnlyFans.
yes, they rescinded it.
Not
I
that
mean,
we're-
that was the whole point everybody was using it for. What else would anybody use it for?
Not that
Well, I
we're-
don't know. What do you seem pretty knowledgeable about it there.
No, I mean, I don't know anything
What?
about I don't know anything about it.
The only thing I've seen is the people posting pictures of their bank accounts that's had.
Yeah.
Yeah,
accounts.
but I mean,
Yeah.
really, why would anybody what would be the point in it? Nobody wants to just see a picture of somebody's face. I don't care anything about it. I don't want to see that, but other men, would you pay to see somebody just standing there?
Honey, we're just sitting here talking about we can't believe people would pay to watch this. So, you know. I mean, come on.
Your point's
I
about.
mean, you know.
You're right. I just know how men.
Touche, you know.
I just know how men's brains think, and yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, we did have a comment ask about this seat. This seat is for sale. It is a 16-inch Kirky. It's an 88 series. It's got about 20 races on it. I bought it brand new last year. It needs a good washing. Whenever we sold the car was muddy and dirty when the guy came up to buy it, so we didn't wash the car, so this just needs to be cleaned up and washed off. I'm 5'9", 5'10", 220, 225, depending on the day.
230, 235, depending on the day.
I'm 220 to 225.
Depending on how many times he's pooped that day.
Right. So, fits me good. We just bought the Butler, and that's the one I'm gonna stick with. So, if you're interested in it, email us, message us, comment. We'd like to do local pickup only, but you know, if we have to ship it, I'm sure we can figure something out. But like to get
Shipping won't be cheap.
I'd like to get $650 out of it. So you guys just reach out and get with us if you're interested in it, and we'll go from there.
I got one more thing to say since the season is upon us of the greatest game ever invented, by the way. There is one thing we don't always get along about. I'm going to say this before the video ends. Roll Tide.
War Eagle.
See, we don't, yeah, I can't, there's nothing I can do with that.
I mean,
I got another roll. Chris, let me hear you back here.
Roll Tide.
That's what I'm talking about.
War Eagle.
I'm not gonna say that because, I mean, I'm an Auburn fan, but I like them both, if that makes sense. You know, I'm not one that,
No, we don't. We hate the Tide.
no, I'm not one that sits there and says, oh, I hate Alabama or blah, blah, hate LSU.
No, we want the state to do good.
So you're not like me when it comes,
Magnolia's
you're not like me when it comes to Auburn.
Magnolia's gonna be a Roll Tide fan
No,
too.
she's not.
If either one of the teams is doing good, I want them to do good. So, anyways, I mean, I like Saban, I like how he coaches, I like his philosophy, but I've always liked Auburn too. I guess that was kind of a complicated answer there.
Yeah, it's all right.
But anyways, car's pretty much ready to go. We got 2 tires we're working on, just having to get them sized up. The stagger's not exactly the way I like it, so we've been letting them set out in the sun and bake a little bit. And we're about to measure those. Got the quarter pound took off last night and straightened out just a little bit more than what we did at the track the other night. But as far as that goes, the car's pretty much ready to go. So we're not really going to shoot any video. This is the video we're shooting tonight. like I said, make sure you hit the like, share, subscribe button, ring the bell.
Ding ding.
One thing too that we always, not to interrupt you, one thing that we always welcome is like any advice. I know a lot of people don't like that. Advice, constructive criticism, stuff like that, hateful comments.
Yeah,
I like to fire back, so.
She likes the hateful comments, so keep them coming.
Yeah, you can keep them coming all you want to, but just know I'll fire back.
But anyways, we appreciate you guys watching. Be sure to share it with all your friends and family. Like I said, it's grew tremendously in the last 6 months. I mean, it's blown my mind, and can't thank you guys enough. So y'all keep doing what y'all are doing. We're gonna keep doing what we're doing, and hopefully some of this rain will cut out, and hopefully some of these events will quit being canceled, and we can get you guys some more racing footage. That seems like y'all like that the best, and obviously I do too, because that means we're getting to do what we love to do. So maybe we can keep it going, maybe we can keep the success going, and hit them 2 goals that we talked about earlier.
Thank you guys for watching. For some reason our video ended. We don't really know what's going on with this camera. Lately we've been having some issues with this one. This is the one that we go live on when we're in the shop and stuff. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Thanks to all of our sponsors, KT Heating and Air, Superior Bearing and Supply, Bond Motorsports, Busy Days Oil Service, and Vinson Race Engines. We'll catch you guys this weekend.